Hi, my name is David S.W.O.T, and I'm the Vice President of Smart Consulting, where we do things the smart way. Our team at Smart Consulting have provide these recommendations for the Advisement Center at University of West Georgia. Have you ever had a moment where you didn't know what major you want to be in or didn't know what classes you need to take to pursue your major? Well, the Advisement Center is here to help you, to guide you and put you on the right track where you need to be. Without further ado, I would like to pass it to Cody Starnes, where he will introduce our Smart Consulting team.
Davis has been vice president for over 2 years now. He's a graduate from the University of Georgia. He's been with Smart Consulting firm as an employee for over 6 years now. He was actually the secretary of our firm from 2012 to 2014, and he previously worked with Microsoft as a software designer. James Hamilton is our chief financial officer, our CFO. He's a financial and marketing major from the University of Nebraska. He graduated college with a 4.0 GPA, and he was actually the president of the Honor Society there. He's been with Smart Consulting for 5 years now. He started back in 2012. James is actually the previous CFO of Gateway Technology, so he's very good with software, and he's also our financial officer, so he's also very good with finances, and he's a huge asset to our team. I'm Cody Starnes. I'm the field manager for Smart Consulting. I have a master's degree from the University of Virginia. I've been with Smart Consulting for about 7 years now, starting in 2010. I previously worked as an operations manager for Home Depot before starting with Smart Consultant. My job is kind of to overview everything and make sure that we're staying on track with our goals that we have for each department that we're working with. Cole Harris is the president of Smart Consulting. He's been the president for 7 years now. He has a master's degree from the University of Charleston. He previously worked as the vice president of Geek Squad from 2008 to 2010. Cole's another guy who's very familiar with software, and he's very good at looking over departments and making sure that they're functioning at a very high speed. Robby Coggin is our chief accounting officer. He's our CAO. He has a master's degree from the University of North Carolina. He's been with Smart Consulting for 14 years now. He's actually one of the most experienced people that we have on our team. He was previously the regional manager of Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. Michael McAbee is our chief marketing officer, our CMO. He graduated from the University of West Florida. He's been with Smart Consulting for 3 years now. Within that 3 years, though, he's rose to become the leading sales rep in our entire firm. He's also taken on more responsibility as our social media chairman. Michael is a very good advertiser. That's why he's our social media chairman. He's very good at making students aware of the department on campus, and he's going to be a huge factor in us raising student involvement at the University of West Georgia. Next, Davis Ty, our vice president, is going to talk to y'all about the company's background.
Hi, my name is David S.W.O.T, and I'm the Vice President of Smart Consulting. I'm here today with you to talk about our company background and our company values. Smart Consulting was established in 2014 after we left our old consulting company because we all had the same goals and same working ethics. We all take pride in our work, and our customers are our number one priority. Our team was formed because we are all talented in different aspects, and we found out we have amazing results when we work together. Our consulting team believes in working hard but mainly smart, hence our slogan. So we always work together with everyone on the team, but especially with our customers, because our goal is to make sure that your business is where you want it to be.
Hi, my name is Cole Harris, and I'll be discussing the needs of the Advising Center here at the University of West Georgia. The Advising Center has helped many students over the years choose the classes they need in order to make a clear path to graduate on time. Although this is true, many students don't use the full potential of the Advising Center, and some students even have trouble getting into contact with them. Here at Smart Consulting, we plan to improve the Advising Center so they can further help the students here at UWG. The Advising Center has made many changes over the past few years. Students can now have online appointments email their advisors freely without having to make an appointment, or they can still meet face-to-face anytime without it have to be required by the school. However, many students do not take the full advantage that the Advising Center has to offer. Because of this, students won't schedule the right classes or just don't schedule enough. With the wrong classes and the wrong schedule, students will need more time in school to get what they require for their degree. This leads to students not graduating on time, instead needing another semester or even another year. Using the Advising Center is very important, and here at Smart Consulting, we can improve the image and communication of the Advising Center so that it can help students make the best choices at UWG so that they may graduate on time. The graph on the screen is the average number of students that graduate on time and the ones that do not. The undergraduates that do not graduate on time are high in numbers compared to the ones that do. This is either due from the students changing his or her major, or that they didn't take the right classes or credit hours, as said before. These numbers can improve if the students use the Advising Center. If they use the Advising Center, they're going to be able to take the right classes, get the right number of credit hours, and graduate on time because they didn't have to go back and, make mistakes. Here at Smart Consulting, we guarantee that the Advising Center at the University of West Georgia will improve its image, means of communication, and business model so that it can help students at UWG make the best of their time in college. I will now pass it over to James Hamilton, who will cover the internal communication.
Hello, my name is James Hamilton, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer at Smart Consulting, and I'm going to be covering internal communications today. Now, after looking at your department, we noticed that the main ways you guys communicate with your students will be face-to-face and also email interaction. Now, those forms of communication aren't really engaging with students, and students don't really feel connected to the department. So one solution we came up with is that we should use or implement the use of any type of online chatting sites such as Google Hangouts or Skype. That way students can still get that same face-to-face interaction, but it would just be from home. They wouldn't have to physically be there. By implementing the use of online chatting platforms, you're making it more convenient and also more efficient for students. Students will be able to meet up and talk to their advisors more often because they don't actually have to physically go there every time they want to get advised. They can just do it right from the comfort of their own home. Kennesaw State University, for example, has been implementing the use of online video chatting platforms since 2015. Over the past 2 years, 57% of students have preferred to use Skype as their means of communication. 33% have preferred the traditional face-to-face in-person meetings, and 10% have used email as their means of communication. It's because we do live in a digital age, and it makes it a lot more convenient and more efficient for students to be able to meet up with their advisors more frequently and talk face-to-face and still get that same experience. Our Chief Marketing Officer, Michael, is going to talk to you about our external communication plans.
Now we are going to discuss the current external communication forms from the advising department. Email is the most prominent between students and the advising department, with over 90% of all correspondence being exchanged via email. Students, though, also have the ability to call or stop in the office and talk with the receptionist to schedule a meeting with their advisor. I've included on this slide a breakdown of the advising department's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, otherwise known as SWOT. If we take a look at the strengths of the advising department, we see that they excel in customer service and scheduling meetings in a timely manner. Areas that the department could improve on are following up on correspondence with students, easier navigation on their website, and a cohesiveness between advisors to make sure that information is relayed as effectively as possible between the advisor and students. Opportunities that are available to the department are increased usage of social media platforms to get messages out to students. Social media has become routine in most students' lives. This is a great chance for the advising department to take advantage of. Advisors can make Twitter accounts or Facebook like pages so that their students can follow and they could get important information distributed without problems of email. The threats to the advising department are lower graduation and enrollment rates, which if these lower, it could affect funding to the university. Now that we've finished looking at the SWOT analysis, Robert will be up next talking about our recommendations.
Hi, my name is Robby Coggin, and I'm going to be explaining the recommendations we have for the Advisement Center at the University of West Georgia. So, first, let me start by telling you that we are going to try to improve 3 areas around the center, and that's its department image, its student involvement, and its external communications. We believe that if we improve those 3 areas, the department will be better overall. So, first, let's talk about the department image. First thing we want to start doing is boosts and giveaways. We believe that if we do boosts, students can come up and ask us questions they have about classes or future classes that will make it more conveniently to ask us those questions then. UWG is a very small campus and only has just over 10,000 students. So having a sense of involvement around campus in booths is a very important thing for the image. Also, we want to start doing giveaways at these booths, giveaways like keychains, for example, because if a student has a keychain, every time they go to unlock their door, they will pull out their keychain and see the Advisement Center written on their keychain. And that will give them a good image about the department. Second thing we want to do is start making a more comfortable feel around campus. And what we mean by that is we want the advisors to start acting like high school advisors and checking in on classes and making sure students' semesters are going as they should. And to even follow up on that, we want to start the advisement principle pin. And as you can see in the bottom right, that has 6 statements. And if we believe that if the advisors follow these 6 statements on this pin, then the department image will become better overall. The next thing we need to improve in is student involvement. And the way we need to do that is keep generating these boosts and giveaways, but when we do it, we need to promote our social media. And when we do that, we need to push our students to promote it. And that means going out and reaching out to them when they walk by and saying, hey, make sure you like the Advisement Center on Facebook, or hey, make sure you like the Advisement Center on Instagram, or tweet at us on Twitter or something like that to start getting more students involved. There are only 600 likes on its Facebook page, and over the 10 years that Facebook has been around, the Advisement Center needs to have at least 5,000 to 10,000 likes like other schools have. And the next way that we need to promote the student involvement is to start doing events sponsored by the Advisement Center. And that can go anywhere from cornhole to raffles, or you can even start a unique game called maybe the Advisement Games or something like that. And that way students can get excited about doing Advisement Center stuff and going out and maybe being able to talk to their advisor and participating in games with them to get to know them better so that they create bonds. And we can also have prizes or maybe even special advising, like advising someone or giving them their schedule so that they don't have to go through the hassle, which will generate more students to get involved since there are prizes. If we do those 2 things, then the student involvement should definitely go up. The last thing that we want to improve is our external communications. And the way that we want to do that is first by just trying to create more communication. The way that we want to do that is just by trying to promote our website and social media visits so that students can gain information more conveniently. The way that we can do this is possibly with ads or promoting it more at freshman orientations when students come in. Creating likes and followers for our pages will become a big asset for our external communications. The next thing that we want to do is centralize the call center. This will organize all calls going in and out and make it easier for when people call into the Advisement Center that they don't have to talk to multiple students just to talk to their department, and they can talk to one student and it knows all the department's information. To do this, we just need to reposition our assets and make sure that all the students working there have a broad understanding of all departments. So this concludes the external communications and the recommendations part for the Advisement Center. We believe that if you improve the department image, the student involvement, and the external communications, that your department will become better overall. I just want to say thank you for listening, and hope that you like our presentation. And I want to bring you to our next speaker, Cody, who is going to do the conclusion of our presentation. Thank you.
In conclusion to the presentation, we just wanted to reiterate a couple key factors and really stress the importance of the Advisement Center. This really is one of the most interactive departments that students are going to come in contact with throughout their whole experience in college. It's a place that they come to, every step of the way to graduation, and we want to make sure that that's a positive experience and that we have a really student-friendly environment. The University of West Georgia needs help in this department in all of the key areas that we've went over: the department image, student involvement, and external communication. We know that by improving these aspects that we're going to be able to change the overall look of the department and how well that students perceive the department as well. With our experience in the field and proven success, we're extremely excited to work with the University of West Georgia and to turn this department around for the better. We're going to give out pins with smart consultant information on them so that everyone can take one home with them. This is for you to have and to remind you to make smart decisions. We're also going to follow up this conclusion period with a question and answer period so that anyone can ask any questions that they may have about our plan for the University of West Georgia's Advisement Department or anything else about the presentation today. Thank you.
Hi, I am going to answer the question, why do you believe your recommendation of having booths and giveaways will increase our student relations? Well, first, booths will help increase our student relations because it's going to make it more convenient for students to come up and ask questions to our representatives at the booths. This way, students don't have to go and email or call the Advisement Center, and they can spend other time doing homework or having fun in college, things like that. Also, we want to start doing giveaways because it'll increase our perception from students. Because, for example, if a student has a keychain, every time that they go to use that keychain, they will see Advisement Center sponsored on that keychain, and they will always have the Advisement Center to thank them for allowing them just easier access in the room. And that's just one of the things that students like and they will appreciate around campus. Thank you.
Well, you can trust this particular group because we have a track record for success. We've worked in over 12 different departments and over 8 separate universities. The reason that our plan works is because we rebuild the department from the inside. This allows us a chance to change methods where old ones weren't working, or even create an entirely new culture about the department. Our experienced consultants are always willing to take the extra step to ensure that your department's functioning at its highest ability.
Working with our consulting firm would be a smart investment because we have a proven track record with other clients. Our methods have turned around companies 180 degrees. For each client we take on, we do extensive research on the areas that we feel need improvement so that we can make a plan that is tailor-made for your company's needs.
We believe that it'll probably take 6 months to put all these recommendations together, so about a semester in college. The amount of effort that is required to put all these recommendations together, I don't believe is a lot because everything is already in line with the operations of how the Advisor Center works.
The main risk of using our recommendations would be having trouble getting adjusted to meeting online versus always having to meet face to face, because if you end up doing online appointments with students, you may have an increased workflow and maybe a faster paced workflow because you're constantly going to be scheduling and having appointments with these students because they're going to want to be able to meet up more with you because it's more easier for them to do so.